Try it right now. Run your fingers along your own ribs, the side of your neck, the bottom of your foot. Try to tickle yourself. You can't. It's not that it's hard, it's impossible. You can poke and scrabble and dig in all you like, and your body just shrugs. But let someone else do the exact same thing in the exact same spot, and you'll squirm, gasp, laugh, and beg them to stop. Same fingers, same nerves, same skin, completely opposite result. Why? The answer is far stranger than a quirk of the skin. It turns out your brain is running a secret, constant prediction of everything you're about to do, and using it moment by moment to decide what is you and what is the world. The reason you can't tickle yourself is the same reason you know where you end and everything else begins. And in some people, that system breaks down, and the line between self and other starts to dissolve. Start with a problem your brain has to solve every single second of your life, telling apart the things you do from the things that happen to you. It matters enormously. A hand landing on your shoulder out of nowhere needs to seize your full attention. It could be a threat. But the touch of your own hand 1,000 times a day should barely register. If every sensation you caused yourself arrived at full volume, you'd be drowning in the feeling of your own clothes, your own footsteps, your own fingers all day long. So your brain learned a trick. Every time it sends a command to move your body, it also fires off a copy of that command, a kind of internal memo, to the sensory parts of your brain, predicting exactly what that movement is about to feel like. Scientists call this the efference copy, an idea worked out back in the 1950s by researchers like Erich von Holst, Horst Mittelstadt, and Roger Sperry. And when the feeling that actually arrives matches the prediction perfectly, your brain concludes, that was me. There's no surprise, nothing new to learn, so it turns the sensation down, quietly cancels it out. That is why you can't tickle yourself. Your brain saw the tickle coming, predicted it down to the millisecond, and canceled it before it ever reached you. A tickle from someone else, though, is unpredictable. Your brain has no copy of that command, no way to see it coming, so it cancels nothing. The sensation lands at full force. The surprise is the entire point. And you feel this cancellation everywhere once you start looking for it. You stop noticing the clothes on your skin within seconds of getting dressed. You can't startle yourself no matter how hard you try. Press on your own eyelid, and the gentle pressure is almost nothing, but the lightest unexpected poke from someone else, and you flinch away. In every case, your brain is quietly muting the parts of the world that happen to be you. And this was tested beautifully. In 1998, 3 scientists, Sarah Jane Blakemore, Daniel Wolpert, and Chris Frith, built a small machine to let people tickle themselves with their own hands, but with a catch. A person moved the lever with one hand, and that lever drove a soft foam pad that stroked the palm of their other hand. When the movement and the touch happened in the same instant, genuinely self-produced, it barely tickled at all, exactly as you'd expect. Then the scientists slipped a tiny delay between the person's movement and the touch, just 1/5 of a second, and the tickle came back. The longer the delay, the more ticklish it felt. They tried rotating the direction too, so the hand moved one way while the touch traveled another, and again the ticklishness returned. The instant the touch stopped matching the brain's prediction, the brain could no longer be sure it was self-produced, so it stopped canceling it. They had found a way to let you tickle yourself. All you have to do is become slightly unpredictable to your own brain. Brain scans showed it directly. When a touch is self-produced, the touch processing regions of your brain go quiet. When the same touch comes from outside, they light up. The cancellation isn't just a feeling, it's a real event you can watch happen. And the structure doing the predicting seems to be the cerebellum, the brain's quiet engine for forecasting the consequences of your own movements. But step back for a second. Why does being tickled make us laugh and writhe in the first place? It's one of the strangest reflexes we own. Helpless laughter you can't fake, triggered by a touch you don't even enjoy. There are actually two kinds of tickle. There's the light, feathery, itch-like kind, and then there's the heavy, gasping, unbearable kind, the kind that makes you laugh, and the kind you simply cannot do to yourself. That laughing kind is deeply social. We're far more ticklish when it's someone else doing it. It's woven into play and bonding. Parents and babies, kids wrestling, and it targets our most vulnerable places. The ribs, the neck, the feet, the armpits. Exactly the spots you'd instinctively protect. Charles Darwin spotted the key rule all the way back in 1872. Tickling, he noticed, requires surprise. You have to not quite know where or when the touch is coming, and it has to come from another mind. And Darwin noticed something else, too. You have to be in the right frame of mind for it. Tense up or brace for it coldly, and the laughter won't come. Tickling only works when you feel safe enough to be surprised, which is why it lives almost entirely between people who trust each other. Even then, if you can perfectly predict a person's every move, they slowly lose the power to tickle you. The prediction always wins. Which is exactly why the one person on Earth who can never surprise you that way is you. And here is where this small, silly fact opens onto something genuinely profound. The system that stops you tickling yourself was never really about tickling. It is the same system your brain uses every waking second to answer the most basic question of being alive. Is this me, or is this the world? Constantly, beneath all awareness, your brain predicts the consequences of your own movements, your own actions, even your own inner voice, and tags them as self, turning them down so they never startle you. It's why you don't flinch at your own touch, why the whole room doesn't lurch every time your eyes dart across it, why your own thoughts feel unmistakably like yours. Your brain is forever subtracting you from your own experience so that whatever is left over can be recognized as the world. And in some people, that subtraction falters. The same researchers found that people with certain symptoms of schizophrenia can, in fact, tickle themselves because the brain's prediction of its own actions has broken down. And that same failure may help explain something far more haunting. When the brain can no longer reliably tag its own actions and thoughts as belonging to you, a person can begin to feel their movements are being controlled by some outside force, or to hear their own inner voice as a stranger's, as voices coming from outside the head. The machinery that fails to cancel a self-tickle, scientists believe, is related to the machinery that normally whispers to you underneath everything that your thoughts are your own. So the boundary between you and everything else, the one that feels so absolute, so obvious that you have never once questioned it, isn't a given. It's computed, drawn and redrawn second by a brain quietly predicting itself. And most of the time, it works so flawlessly that you never even know it's running. So go ahead, try one more time to tickle yourself. You still can't. But now you know that tiny, stubborn failure isn't a glitch in your body. It's the sound of your brain doing the most important thing it ever does, holding the line between you and the world and keeping you, for one more day, feeling like a single, whole, unbroken person. Which, as it turns out, is the one feeling it works hardest of all to protect. One question before you go. Is there anywhere on your body you can almost tickle yourself, or some trick that actually works on you? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. And if you want more of these looks at the hidden machinery that quietly makes you, subscribe. There's a new one every week.